Hi, my name is Bill Theuer. As a legacy project, my personal mission is to inspire, educate, motivate, and support individuals on their aging journey towards extended health span, workspan, and lifespan. I'm building a crowd-powered, AI-enabled health span extension community that changes everything. A community working together to launch epic aging journeys that offer an incremental decade or more of additional health span and lifespan for those that are willing to put in the work required to earn the future they deserve. This course is about preserving and improving aging health outcomes and preparing to take full advantage of breakthrough longevity therapies that are coming soon. Many are already years and decades into development, and some very exciting breakthroughs are in human clinical trials right now. Current and future advances in biomedical science, geroscience, and the longevity therapeutics will make it possible to achieve our highest potential as we age. The Healthspan Extension Project refers to actively managing individual aging outcomes with a clear vision and a practical and achievable roadmap. A roadmap that makes it possible to prolong the period of life spent in amazing good health, to extend the period of life free from the age-related chronic diseases, pain, and disabilities that accompany poor aging outcomes everywhere. In this course, you'll learn how to retain cognitive capability and social connections, maintain your purpose, and extend the time living independently, delaying early reliance on others. Your epic aging journey involves purposefully working to prevent, delay, and then mitigate the typical chronic diseases of aging. It involves taking daily steps to prevent systemic age-related decline, frailty, and the loss of functional mobility. It is to refuse to succumb to aging outcomes that are intolerably accepted as normal aging in society today. It begins with one thing: a consequential commitment to yourself and to those you love and care for. Empowered with knowledge, a scientifically grounded framework, a practical roadmap, and a supportive community, you'll be able to envision a different future for yourself and those you love and care for. A future with uncommon wellness, vitality, and longevity. This course includes nearly 4 hours of learning. It includes templates to map your current and potential future aging trajectory, to identify hidden forces that shape your health span, a personal health span extension dashboard template, and a copy of the just released Health Span Extension Framework that you can use to power and guide your aging journey starting now. In the following few minutes, I'll briefly preview the slides and learning objectives for each of the 8 lesson modules. In this course preview, I hope you recognize how this may be the most consequential learning of your lifetime. It is priceless content that truly matters. This course is also an on-ramp to join and support a crowd-powered community that is crucial to enhancing, inspiring, and motivating lifelong commitment to longevity lifestyle choices and behaviors. And the roadmap in Module 8 reveals how, together at very large scale, we can accelerate access to the longevity therapies we need to enable individual epic aging journeys that achieve exceptional aging outcomes. Let's drop into these module previews now. Module 1 is Starting Your Epic Aging Journey, the Foundations of Healthspan Extension. In this module, we learn we are not helpless or hapless as we age. The learning objectives are to understand aging drives chronic disease and decline, to learn it is possible to earn an incremental decade or more of high-functioning health span, to gain a sense of the scientific foundation of aging sciences and key topics, to explore how this is more than a course. It is an invitation to join a crowd-powered community focused on staying younger and living better for longer, and to recognize this may be the most consequential learning of your lifetime, because the quality of your future health, independence, and lifespan depends on the choices you begin making now. Module 2 is Understanding the Biology of Aging, how we can intervene at every level. In this module, we continue the theme, we are not helpless or hapless as we age. The lesson objectives are to understand that aging is multifaceted, involves system-wide, systemic processes involving biological, physiological, and functional decline. To learn how aging phenotypes reflect both visible and invisible changes inside, and that all are trackable and actionable. To explore how biological aging sciences inform our ability to measure and potentially slow, delay, and even reverse some aging processes. To recognize the top 10 observable phenotypes of aging are modifiable traits that can be delayed and mitigated through evidence based interventions. And to embrace the geroscience hypothesis by seeing aging biology as a collection of broken mechanisms and diseased pathways, and how our intention is to strategically intervene in each. Module 3 is the Healthspan Extension imperative to identify, prevent, delay, and then mitigate the chronic diseases of aging. In this module, we learn we can and start to explore how we will identify, prevent, delay, and mitigate many of the chronic diseases that define aging today. The lesson objectives are to understand that most chronic diseases of aging are not inevitable. They are predictable, modifiable, and often preventable. To recognize that the true burden of aging is not just years lost to early death, but years lived with reduced independence, chronic illness, and diminished quality of life. To learn that health span matters as much as lifespan, and how chronic conditions begin developing silently, often decades before symptoms appear, and how early detection is possible in almost every case. To grasp the concept of compression of morbidity, a rational objective to push and delay chronic diseases way out into late life, and to acknowledge that by midlife, most adults are on track to accumulate 3 to 6 or more multiple chronic conditions unless they act proactively prior. Module 4 is Longevity Lifestyles Matter, mapping your future health span and lifespan. In this module, we learn how an extra decade or more of health span and lifespan extension is available to those that earn it. The lesson objectives are to grasp the concept of health span extension with compression of morbidity. Recognize that up to 80% of lifespan variation is shaped by behavior and environment, not genetics. To learn how to add 7 to 14 years of lifespan and health span extension. To appreciate how adopting additional proactive age mitigation strategies beyond the original 5 to 8 in the research studies can yield additional years of uncommon wellness and vitality. To understand how emerging biotechnology intersects with your predicted aging trajectory, and how maintaining good health into the 2030s and 2040s may offer a second tranche of incremental years of health span and perhaps lifespan extension. And to be inspired to take personal ownership over your aging journey and understand it is never too late to start. Module 5 is Why We Age Poorly, Hidden Forces That Shape Our Health Span and Lifespan. In this module, we continue the theme. We can identify, prevent, delay, and mitigate many of the chronic diseases that define aging in society today. The module objectives are to embrace personal responsibility and empowerment, and learn how factors in this module influence health span and are usually under our control. To understand the red to green framework, where we learn how the trajectory of every factor discussed is modifiable. To recognize and understand how lifestyle choices and behaviors can profoundly reverse health span losses. And to learn that not all supplements and drug treatments are compatible together. To understand how identifying adverse drug effects and hidden drug interactions can rescue lost health span. Module 6 is the new science of aging, how to build your personal epic aging journey. In this module, we learn longevity lifestyle interventions that simultaneously cascade benefits across the entire multi-organ and hallmarks of aging networks are the most powerful levers of healthspan extension. The learning objectives are to understand and apply the concepts of biological age versus chronological age, to learn how to build and use a personalized healthspan dashboard with advanced testing and diagnostics, and to start to become familiar with the biological hallmarks of aging and why we are eager to learn how to modulate them, and how committing to mastering the core longevity lifestyle behaviors can simultaneously optimize every microbiological aging pathway in the hallmarks of aging. And finally, to recognize we will leverage generative AI, self-tracking tools, and crowd-validated therapies to guide decision-making along our epic aging journeys. Module 7 is the reveal of the Healthspan Extension framework that will power your aging journey. In this module, we learn everything that matters along our aging journeys is contained in 9 powerful pillars of health enablement. The learning objectives are to understand how the pillars serve as a practical framework to guide and optimize personalized aging journeys, to become familiar with each pillar's core themes, to recognize the value of the mindful clockwise sequence and how the pillars are arranged in a deliberate progression, and to be aware how efforts in one pillar often amplify the effects of others, to appreciate that pillar engagement and mastery is an iterative, daily, and lifelong process, and to realize that pillar sequencing can and should be individualized, especially when chronic diseases, genetic risks, or personal priorities are surfaced in your healthspan dashboard. Module 8 is about enabling epic aging journeys together at crowd scale. In this module, we explore how we are better together and how crowd scale enhances and enables individual epic aging journeys with uncommon wellness, vitality, and longevity. The learning objectives are to master the vision and purpose of each program component and how Healthspan Extension, Vitality Programs, Crowd Scale Catalyst, and Health Conspiracies each contribute to aging well at scale. To visualize the strategic rollout sequence. To understand the dual return philosophy, where extended healthspan at crowd scale expands access through cost savings, and how fractional crowd-funded ownership of disruptive innovation projects can accelerate access to the therapies, products, and services we need to fuel better aging outcomes. And to see the connection between scale and societal change, and to be inspired by the global vision to make healthspan extension accessible to all who commit to the work required to earn the future they deserve. This is so much more than a course. I'm inviting you to join me, follow my aging journey, and co-create yours so that we can share in the vision of extended healthspan and lifespan together. The next steps are easy. Take this course. It is a required prerequisite for coming pillar courses, exploring what is possible right now, and it prepares you to launch your epic aging journey. Substack is where we congregate. It is the platform where, on a grand scale, we transform our collective passions and concerns into tangible, impactful actions. Join me on Substack today. Subscribe and become a vital member of the active community. It is the place where we unite to achieve our highest potential as we age. There are insightfully researched videos, podcasts, and articles covering purposeful topics and projects that matter, themes that resonate deeply as true. This is also where we launch citizen science projects and crowdfunded campaigns. To ensure we grow to a productive scale, it is crucial for you to share this course and the Substack link with everyone you love and care for, and also share with those in your personal and professional orbit that matter to you. Next, be sure to participate in crowd-scale projects and campaigns that resonate with you. On the next page are links to the course, Substack, and how to support, follow, and connect with me.